On August 15, 1947, we attained independence. Alongside, the great ancient land of Bharat was partitioned on communal lines. On the one hand, when the Congress leadership and the Muslim leadership were preparing themselves for independence and taking over the rulership, British colonialists led by Lord Mountbatten were trying to execute the India's Independence Act hurriedly. Many parts of Akhand Bharat were witnessing riots, mayhems, murders and inhuman crimes against women. Gandhiji was taking tours in eastern parts of Bharat. The second Sarsangh Chalak of Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh, Shri Golwalkar Gurji, was travelling in the western part, which constitute Pakistan now. RSS was running many refugee camps. Muslim League leaders were busy not just preparing for Pakistan, but also instigating communal frenzy mobs on the ground. A book by researcher and author Shri Prashant Pol tried to put together developments of this fortnight of August 1947 in his book, which is one of the best sellers, called Wo 15 Din, which is translated as Those 15 Days. This year, Organiser is taking you through the developments of those 15 days, going through the most happening 15 days towards Bharat's independence alongside the communal partition will provide new insights to the viewers and inspire them to take up research on various aspects of conversations, communications and negotiations, as well as the kind of communal frenzy things happening on the ground about India's independence and the great partition of this land. Namaskar. August 1st, 1947. This day suddenly assumed importance. Two things happened on this day regarding Kashmir, and this would prove significant in the future. These two things had hardly any connection between them, but these two developments would be necessary in the Ramayana and the Mahabharata that was to follow. That Gandhiji reached Srinagar on August 1st was the first among these two. This was Gandhiji's first visit to Kashmir. Earlier, Maharaja Hari Singh of Kashmir had extended personal invitation to Gandhiji to visit Kashmir, where the latter had just returned from South Africa and the World War I was going on. The Maharaja was just a 20-year-old then. However, everything had changed dramatically in 1947. The Maharaja, as well as the administration of Jammu and Kashmir, did not want Gandhiji to come this time around. Maharaja Hari Singh himself wrote a letter to Viceroy Lord Mountbatten in this regard. In it, he said, "After a comprehensive thinking, we want to suggest that Mahatma Gandhi should cancel his planned tour to Kashmir this time around. And if he indeed wants to come, he should come after the end of autumn. We want to tell you again, neither Gandhiji nor any other political leader should come here before the situation in Kashmir improves." Thus, it was a situation akin to visiting a host house in spite of his hostility. Gandhiji was aware of this to some extent. Kashmir was now a key issue for both India and Pakistan. Freedom was virtually only 2 weeks away, and Kashmir had still not made its decision known. Hence, Gandhiji did not want his Kashmir visit to be seen as his campaign to get Kashmir merged with the Indian Union. it would have been detrimental to his persona, it appeared to him. Before leaving for the Kashmir tour, Gandhiji had said in his prayer meeting at Delhi on July 29th, "I'm not going to tell the Maharaja to join India and not Pakistan. The people of Kashmir are the true owners of Kashmir. They should decide as to whom they would join, and hence I'm not going to do any public work in Kashmir, nor even prayer. Even that would be personal for me." Gandhiji finally arrived at Srinagar on August 1st via Rawalpindi. Since the Maharaja had not invited them this time, he stayed at Kishorilal Sethi's house. Even though his house was a rented one, it was spacious. This house was located very near to the Bone and Joint Hospital of Baramulla in today's Srinagar. This Sethi would procure contracts of the forest. He was close to the Congress, but he was still closer to the National Conference. However, the Maharaja had put Sheikh Abdullah, the leader of the National Conference, into jail at that time. Many leaders of the National Conference were expelled from Kashmir. They were charged with conspiring against the Maharaja under the leadership of Sheikh Abdullah. And therefore, when Gandhiji was coming en route to Srinagar via Rawalpindi, NC leaders Bakshi Ghulam Muhammad and Khwaja Ghulam Muhammad Sadiq saw him off at Pohla Bridge and returned to Lahore. Gandhiji had his personal secretary Pyarelal and two nephews with him. After entered Srinagar, Gandhiji went straight to Kishorilal Sethi's house. He was taken to the Dal Lake after having taken a brief rest there. During the entire tour of Gandhiji, followers of the National Conference accompanied him everywhere. But why? Because prior to this first visit to Kashmir, Gandhiji had obtained all the information on Kashmir from Nehru. He himself disclosed this during his Kashmir tour. And in Kashmir, Pandit Nehru's closest friend was Sheikh Abdullah, who was imprisoned in jail now. Of course, Sheikh's Begum and other followers took care of all the arrangements for Gandhiji in his absence. The first official government representative to pay a visit to Gandhiji in Kashmir was Ramchandra Kak, the Prime Minister of Kashmir, who also happened to be a very trusted aide of Maharaja Hari Singh and occupied a top spot in the hit list of Jawaharlal Nehru. The reason was that on 15th May 1946, when Sheikh Abdullah was arrested and imprisoned for his anti-Kashmir campaign, Nehru announced that he would go to Kashmir to serve as the former's lawyer. Kak prohibited Nehru from entering Kashmir and arrested him near Muzaffarabad. Nehru obviously harbored a great disdain for this act. Ramchandra Kak handed over a sealed letter from the Maharaja to Gandhiji. This letter was an invitation for a meeting. The meeting was fixed for August 3rd at the Maharaja's residence, Hari Nivas. As per Nehru's briefing, the National Conference workers surrounded Gandhiji during his entire Kashmir tour. In Sheikh's absence, Begum Akbar Jahan and daughter Khalida came to meet him many times during his 3-day stay. On August 1st, Gandhiji did not meet even a single Hindu nationalist leader in Srinagar. Another development was taking place on August 1st, because of which there was likely to be discontent in the Indian subcontinent for many years to come. And this incident also was related to Kashmir. Kashmir state was largely under the leadership of Maharaja Hari Singh. The British severed Gilgit Agency, a province that fell under its domain, and added it in the British Empire in 1935. Basically, the entire and undivided Kashmir was literally a paradise on earth. Moreover, Kashmir held and still holds a critical importance strategically and militarily. The boundaries of three countries touch this state. In 1935, even though World War II was far away, major changes had started taking place in world politics. The might of Russia was increasing, and hence the British took away Gilgit Agency, the part of Kashmir that touched Russia, from Maharaja Hari Singh. Later, much water flew through Jhelum. The World War II ended. All the countries that participated in that war were left in shambles. The British had decided to leave India, and in this situation, British had no interest in controlling a remote area like Gilgit Agency, the region of Gilgit-Baltistan. Therefore, even before according independence to India officially, the British handed over the Gilgit Agency province to the Maharaja. On the sunrise of August 1st, 1947, the state flag of Kashmir began to fly proudly in place of Union Jack at all the district headquarters in Gilgit-Baltistan. However, how much did the Maharaja consent to this transfer? Not much. The British had deployed Gilgit Scouts Battalion for the defense of this region. Except for some British officers, the entire army was constituted by Muslims. With the transfer on August 1st, this Muslim army also came to the Maharaja. The Maharaja appointed Brigadier Ghansara Singh as the governor of this region. Moreover, he gave Major W.A. Brown and Captain S. Matheson of the Gilgit Scouts to him. Subedar Major of Gilgit Scouts, Babar Khan, was also with these officers. While doing this, the Maharaja would not have imagined what whole of Gilgit Scouts would turn treacherous within 2 months and 3 days and imprison Governor Brigadier Ghansara Singh. This transfer of August 1st paved the way for important events in future. Even as the divided freedom of United India was at the threshold, huge massacres were taking place at the eastern and western borders of the country. The British authorities anticipated an increase in this massacre with the advent of independence and of course on the partition day. Therefore, to tone down the severity of these riots, they put forward the concept of a mixed army of Hindus, Muslims and Sikhs. Accordingly, a force named Punjab Boundary Force was formed. It had 11 mixed infantries. The total military persons were 50,000 and 4 brigadiers led them: Muhammad Ayub Khan, Nasir Ahmed, Digambar Brar and Thimaiya. All these 4 brigadiers started their work of Punjab Boundary Force in their temporary headquarters at Lahore on August 1st. However, this mixed army was forced to witness their headquarters at Lahore burn within 15 days. At the same time, a drama was being enacted at far away Calcutta. A senior leader of Congress and Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's elder brother, Sharat Chandra Bose, resigned from the Congress on August 1st. Sharat Babu was a radical person. This was a man who remained in Congress for 40 years and fought with full spirit and might. It is mentioned in the report of British intelligence in 1930. He is a man who assisted the revolutionary movement for years by means of his purse, his press and his prestige, and who was unquestionably a most dangerous opponent of the government. Sharat Chandra Bose and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru had too many similarities. Both of them were born in 1889. Both of them were educated in England. Both of them acquired their law degree from England. Both had left-leaning thinking in their young days. Later on, both became active in Congress and both shared a good relationship. However, Congress won by a majority 54 seats in the provincial elections of 1937, which was followed by Krishak Praja Party and Muslim League obtaining 37 seats each. As a leader of the Bengal Congress, Sharat Chandra Bose exhorted the Congress and especially Gandhi and Nehru to form a joint government with the Krishak Praja Party. However, the Congress did not relent. The Congress party sat on the opposition benches even after winning most of the seats, while the Muslim League formed a joint government with the help of Krishak Praja Party. Sher Bengal A. Fazul Haq became the Prime Minister of Bengal. From then on, the foundation of the Congress in Bengal began to weaken. It eventually led to someone like Surawardi from the Muslim League to become the Prime Minister after 9 years, and under whose leadership 5,000 Hindus were mercilessly massacred on the Direct Action Day in 1946. All these events perturbed Sharad Babu. He kept on writing to the Congress leadership and especially Nehru in this regard from time to time, but to no avail. Sharad Babu was obviously infuriated by the campaign run by Nehru against Subhash Babu during the presidential election for the Tripuri Congress in 1939 as well. And to the top of this was the consent given by Gandhi and Nehru to the partition of Bengal. Sharad Babu could not digest this, and hence on August 1st he resigned from his 40-year-old Congress party. On August 1st, Sharad Babu constituted the Socialist Republican Army Party. He emphasized the partition of the country and the situation of anarchy in the country is the failure of Nehru's leadership. So, on August 1st, the day of large-scale and rapid developments was about to begin. Punjab was still burning. The horrendous flames of fire from burning houses in Punjab, Sindh, Balochistan were visible from far away in the fearsome darkness of the night. 58,000 Swayamsevaks of RSS were working round the clock to protect the Hindus and Sikhs from being massacred in the whole of Punjab. The situation in Bengal was heading towards anarchy. The freedom and partition, along with it, was just 15 days